Imagine standing in a crowd so large that you can no longer see its edges. You do not know everyone here, but you move when they move. You speak when they speak. And for a moment, individual thought dissolves into something bigger. This was not an accident. It was designed. In 1930s, the Nazi Party transformed political gathering into mass theater. Events engineered to overwhelm the senses and reshape identity. These were the Nuremberg Rallies. And once you understand how they worked, you begin to recognize the mechanics of spectacle anywhere nations gather to celebrate themselves. This episode is not about spectacle alone. It's about how spectacle works. The Nuremberg Rallies were an annual political gathering held in Nazi Germany between 1923 and 1938. Reaching their peak after Hitler took power in 1933, they combined architecture, ritual, music, light, and movement into a single unified experience. There were celebrations, but also instruments, ceremony, but also control. And while the ideology behind them was uniquely destructive, the tools they used, pageantry, ritual, national symbolism, are not unique to any one nation or era. Nuremberg was chosen carefully. For centuries, it had been associated with imperial power. Kings had gathered here. Laws had been proclaimed here. To the Nazi leadership, the city represented a mythical past waiting to be reclaimed. The message was subtle, but powerful. This is not something new. This is something being restored. Albert Speer and the Nazi planners expanded the rally grounds into a monumental complex, vast fields, towering grandstands, and ceremonial routes designed to funnel crowds into carefully controlled spaces. Space itself became propaganda. Unity does not happen spontaneously at this scale. It's rehearsed. Participants were drilled for months. Movements were timed, speeches scheduled down to the minute. Every banner faced the same direction. Every formation was symmetrical. The result was overwhelming. When thousands move as one, the individual disappears, and with it, doubt. Large national celebrations in many countries still rely on this same principle. Parades, mass ceremonies, athletic events, fireworks, all synchronized to produce a shared emotional rhythm. The feeling is powerful, intoxicating even. The method itself is neutral. Its purpose is not. At night, the rallies reached their most theatrical form. 16 massive searchlights pierced the sky, forming what Speer called Cathedral of Light. Columns of illumination replaced stone. The heavens became a ceiling. It was temporary architecture, built not to last, but to be remembered. Modern national celebrations still use light in similar ways. Monuments illuminated, skylines transformed, fireworks choreographed to music. Lights signal importance. It turns space into ceremony. At Nuremberg, it turned politics into something that felt eternal. The rallies culminated in speeches, but these were not debates, they were performances. Language was simplified, repetition was constant. The crowd responded on cue: cheers, chants, silence. In any mass gathering, speeches frame meaning. They tell the audience what this moment represents. National anniversaries, commemorations, and jubilees still rely on carefully scripted language to define history and identity. The difference lies not in the microphone, but in the message behind it. In 1935, the rallies crossed a line. During the Nuremberg Rallies of that year, the regime announced laws that stripped Jewish citizens of their rights. The moment was framed not as tragedy, but as triumph. Policy was unveiled inside celebration. This is the most chilling lesson of Nuremberg. Spectacle can normalize the unthinkable when wrapped in ritual and applause. Not all national celebrations serve this function, but history shows how easy ceremony can be used to legitimize power. The rallies were designed not just for those present, but for those watching later. Cameras were everywhere. Films like Triumph of Will ensured the spectacle lived far beyond the event itself. This early mass media mastery shaped how history would be seen, remembered, and repeated. Today, national ceremonies are broadcasted instantly, clipped, shared, replayed, long after the crowd has gone home. The audience is no longer just in the square, it's everywhere. The rallies ended in 1938. The war came soon after. Today, the grounds still stand, too large to ignore, too heavy to erase. They serve as a reminder not only of what happened, but how it happened. Spectacle is not evil by default. Celebration is not inherently dangerous. But when ritual replaces reflection, when unity replaces accountability, and when emotion overwhelms reason, history watches closely. Every nation celebrates itself. Every society builds stages. What matters is not the size of the crowd, but the values being elevated and the truths being spoken. History doesn't forbid spectacle. It warns us to understand it.